Cable Network. I'm Don Morrison. Today we are at Geneva Farm Golf Course in Rock State Park or near Rock State Park, where the temperatures are in the low 50s. It's a bit breezy, cloudy, but it's a great day for golf. Bill Buzzell, the operations manager here at Geneva Farm, thank you so much for doing this for the kids of Harford County.
We do all we can do for the junior golfers around Harford County. This is a beautiful golf course, an easy layout for these guys. Offers all the challenges that they could ever ask for.
It is the Harford County Championship, Golf Championship, and we've done this many, many years, mostly all here at Geneva Farm.
I've been here for 13 years, and the tournament has been here since I've been here, and I think John told me before it's been here at least 15 years. So it's apparently we like the venue.
Bill, I like the course. It's very fair. It is challenging. Back in the day when it was a dairy farm or a cash farm, there were no trees. The trees have grown up over the last 20 years, and now they present an extra challenge.
They certainly do. The trees have matured. We've planted more trees along the fairways as buffers and as part of a conservation effort. And the course layout is very challenging for everyone.
Well, it's interesting. We're on the 18th hole, the finishing hole. It is one of those classic finishing holes. The challenge it presents the golfer, tell me about it.
Well, the golfer actually tees off from across a lake. It's a challenging tee shot to get to the middle of the fairway. Once they reach the middle of the fairway, it's probably only 150 to 160 yards into this undulating green. This green is running very fast today. And the break, you do not want to be above the hole on this one today, just because of the speed. If you're below the hole, you're going to have to be able to read a green.
Bill, it's kind of interesting. Some of the big hitters might even attempt to get there in one. I've seen it happen.
It has happened. Because the trees have matured to the level that they have, they're a little bit too tall for some of the players. But these young kids know how to hit a ball, and they can come pretty close putting it on this green.
Bill, hang with me just a second. I want to turn over and talk to John Evans. John Evans, the coach of C. Milton Wright and tournament director. This is a great venue. I know you as a coach appreciate what Geneva Farm does and all the other courses that your kids play on during the year.
Well, there's no question about that, Don. High school golf in Harford County could not survive without the cooperation and fine efforts of all the facilities in the area. These student athletes are able to play these courses and practice at these courses free of charge during the season for their matches and their team practices, and we don't function as a sport in the county without them. So very grateful to all of the facilities, especially Geneva Farm, who has done such a fine job of hosting this tournament for so many years.
Trying to look at some of the pairings today, the foursomes. You've grouped your top foursomes that we'll be seeing coming through on 18. You've got some great golfers out there. I look at Will Cherry, who had, a 76. Will Cherry, I should say. Will Curry, I guess his name is pronounced.
Yes,
who had a 76 back in the district tournament. And Paula Moon of Patterson Mill, a lady golfer, who had an 80. That's some good scores.
They are very good scores. They're both accomplished players. They actually defended their individual titles. Both of them defended their individual titles at the district championship at another facility. We were unfortunately interrupted by Mother Nature, as we have been frequently this year, and had to complete the round on the 10th of October. And so they were both able to defend their individual championships and played admirably under difficult circumstances.
So, John, a lot of these kids have already qualified for the state tournament coming up next week?
Yes, state championships run at the University of Maryland golf course in College Park from Monday through Wednesday, the 22nd through the 24th, if my calendar is correct. Bel Air High School qualified as a team for the 3A, 4A division. They'll be playing as a team on Monday, and Patterson Mill will be coming as a team on Tuesday for their first round. And if the team or the individuals make the cut down there, they will be playing in the finals on Wednesday. That's how that works.
And John, today is for the county championship, both for individuals and for teams.
That is correct. The team competition is best six 18-hole scores out of 8 players, and we will recognize the winner and runner-up in both male and female, and we'll also recognize some of the top finishers as well.
I look at the course conditions today. It is chilly. It's a little bit wet. I mean, soggy. Tell me about what this course might present the challenges today for the kids.
I think the greens will be a challenge for them. A lot of these greens are very undulating. 18 is not something that's out of the ordinary for Geneva Farm. I think what Bill mentioned before about the planting of the trees has defined certain landing zones that are sometimes difficult for the players to drive. It's not a particularly long golf course for the better players here in particular, but it is definitely a position golf course, and the team and the players that are going to win this thing today are going to win it by driving the ball properly in the right position so they can approach these difficult greens.
It's going to be fun. The wind up a little bit today. It could get up even more as the day goes on, so that could present a challenge as well.
It certainly will, you know, it just remains to be seen how these players will adapt to these challenges. But there's some very good players in the field, and I'm expecting some good results as well.
Well, it should be great fun. John Evans, thank you so much. Bill Bazell, thank you. It should be a great day. Don't go away. It's going to be the County Golf Championship from Geneva Farm Golf Course. We'll be right back with the 18th hole, and we'll cover that in its entirety for 7 different foursomes as we go forward. Well, welcome to Geneva Farm Golf Course. This is the Harford County Golf Championship. Bob McCone, we've had a chance to walk the course a bit here on the 18th hole. We did some putting on the green. This is going to be a challenge for these young people.
It's going to be a big challenge. The weather during this year, as everyone knows, has been very, very rainy, and it's taken its toll on a lot of golf courses in certain respects. You know, they've done a pretty good job here trying to get this course in shape, and it is in pretty good shape. But, you know, because of the rain, there are spots that are very difficult. There are spots on the green that, you know, the players are going to have to go through. And there's going to be, depending on where they hit the ball in the fairways, and hopefully they keep it in the fairways, because it'd be difficult if it gets into the rough today.
And Bob, the other thing, the conditions today, a bit chilly, 50 degrees, lower 50s, but that wind that we were out on the course, maybe 15 miles an hour, right in the face of the golfers coming in here to the 18th green.
Absolutely. And when we were walking, you know, I would say maybe 10, 15 miles an hour, the wind, and then all of a sudden we had a gust that might have been 20, 25 miles an hour.
Yep. So you never know when that's going to hit you. Now, of course, we're looking at the 18th hole. It is a 285-yard, actually 343-yard hole for the men, and it is 280 for the women. The guys have to hit from the tee across the pond, and so they have to line up and they have to get over the pond to make sure they can clear that pond. That's challenge number 1. But then number 2 is how close you want to play it to that outcropping of rocks that you'll be seeing here, you see on your camera now. The closer you play it, obviously the shorter is the shot. But then the more danger you come into with that outcropping and some of those other natural hazards.
I mean, the really safe shot here is to hit it over the ponds and drop it between 100, 120 yards from the hole. And when we walked out there, that looked like the nicest place to land the ball and give yourself a great shot into the green.
Okay, now we're having Tyler Jessup, we're understanding, getting ready to tee off. Tyler Jessup is a young man from Patterson Mill, one of the qualifiers here. This group is the 6th top ranked group in terms of their handicap, Bob. So we're going to see groups 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as we go. Our top rated group is on hole number 13. So we'll see them after they've played 4 holes going to their 5th hole.
Yeah, now they're not going to need a driver up there. They're just going to, you know, some may, but for some people it's just going to be a you know, fairway wood or even a hybrid to get it over to drop it on the fairway where you want it.
Patrick's helping us, Patrick Mull, the coach at Aberdeen. We've lost our monitor just a moment. We'll be back with you there. Patrick, is Jessup teeing off now? Okay, we think Jessup, Tyler Jessup from Patterson Mill, the first person to tee off. Again, they will be hitting, we said it's a 343-yard hole. Bob, that drive or hybrid or whatever you choose to hit, you're going to want to hit it about, what, 200 yards, maybe 180 into the fairway?
Yes, and I mean, if an ideal shot for a right-hander is to have a slight draw and bring it around over, you know, from the right of the tree that's down there, and right inside the 100-yard mark. If you can do that, if you're left-handed, you like to fade it around there.
You see our vantage point here just a moment. Now, we talked about left-handers. Jessup is a left-hander. So again, we would want to see him in Bob's description to fade the ball a bit, if he could. Hit it in the middle of the fairway and let it fade in toward the fairway. There's the hit. Over that pond, of course, we have the extra hazard of the geese are resting and nesting on that pond right now. Trying to see where that ball landed. It landed in the fairway. And that's exactly, again, challenge number one. And again, Bob was their first shot of the tournament, so they didn't have a chance to warm up on an easier hole. They had to negotiate that pond.
Yes, well, that was his first shot, excellent shot. And now he has a straight in look at the 18th green.
Patrick, who is this? That's Bryson Singleton out of Bel Air. Bryson now hitting the ball across that pond.
And that one in the ponds.
In the pond, that's going to cost him a stroke, and but I guess Patrick would have to tee up behind the pond, so he's going to have to go over the pond again, hitting 3 from that location. Actually, certainly not the way you'd want to start.
No, that is a tough start. And like you said, it was his first shot of the day.
This is Nick DeBelka now from Seamilton Right. Nick teeing off. Again, it's hard to say what they're using. Notice Nick is in shorts. I'm not going to wear shorts today. Nick's shot, let's see how he did. No, that's in the pond also.
Almost the same spot as the prior shot.
Wow. So 2 of our first 3 players topped the ball into the pond. Certainly these players are much better than that, but it's, you know, the nerves are working on you. Your first shot, you're not warmed up. And now here comes Noah Roberts from Aberdeen.
No, they got off the bus. They heard their instructions. They walked out to the holes that they're starting on, and then they have to hit a shot from there. There's no warm-up.
This is the 18th and closing hole as you normally play it. Now these young people are playing it obviously as the first hole of their tournament. Noah Roberts from Aberdeen.
That was a decent swing.
Looks like a nice swing. Let's see where it lands. Patrick's going to give us a about 180 to the right rough. That's certainly not the ideal position. A lot better than being in the pond. He's hitting 2. Bob, we talked about this approach shot. The closer you can be, the better. Undulating green, you want to be below the hole if you can. We were doing some putting earlier. If you're above the hole, meaning closer to our broadcast area, it's a very, very tough putt coming down that hill.
And if you're to the left or you're to the right, there's a big bend going either way. You really want to be directly down from the hole, putting up at the hole. Best place to be on this green.
And this green is maybe, what, 50 feet long or longer, but it's only about 20 feet wide. So it's one of those narrow greens, hard to hit and hard to have a good position.
And there's traps on both sides where it's narrow. So if you hit the ball a tad right or a tad left, you're either going to be, you know, off the green enough, or you're going to be in the sand, particularly on the coming in on your right side.
Yeah, we looked at that right sand trap, the place you don't want to be, because it's above the hole and there's no way to stop it. So if you blast it out of the sand, you're going to be down, hopefully still on the green, below the hole, maybe 10, 15 feet at best.
It coming in, your approach shot really should be to the right, about 8 feet, maybe right of the flag, short, and let it hit and run at the flag and get maybe a little bit below it to give you a straight up putt.
Bob, we were talking, we practiced maybe for 15 minutes. I made maybe 1 putt out of about 100. And these young people are going to be coming here without having practice on this hole where it's located today on the back center of the green. They're going to have 1 shot at figuring it out.
Yeah, that's why they're golfers, Don.
Young people coming across the pond now. Patrick has the young people who were in the pond able to hit the ball safely. The drop area across the pond. So correcting me, there is a drop area on this side of the pond. That's a break. You don't have to go over that pond twice.
Yes, it actually saves them a shot.
But you are hitting 3 if you were in the pond. So you know, this being a par 4 hole, obviously you want to be on into and have a chance at a birdie and perhaps sink a par putt. These young people are going to have to hit the ball close to the hole and hope to 1 putt for a bogey. Again, not the way you want to start, but that's golf.
Well, we have two people at the drop area. We have one person under a tree.
In the drop area is Nick Deluca and Bryson Singleton dropping there. They're the two young people that hit the ball in the pond. We have Tyler Jessup. Tyler's right in the fairway, and he's a young man who's in pretty good shape. Noah Roberts is a little bit longer than he wanted to be.
Yeah, now he's moving out of the way so the boys in the drop area can hit their shots.
Not an easy shot coming here from about 100 and maybe 40 yards, Bob.
I would think so.
Into
Yes.
the wind, over that pine tree.
Yes. These kids are capable of putting this ball up high in the air and dropping it and stopping it.
Did I mention we're in the sight? If they hit the ball a little bit right, I'll be ducking behind you, Bob.
Did I mention that I can't see the ball, so I might be ducking anyway?
Patrick, help. Patrick Mull, the coach of Aberdeen, here is our spotter. We're happy to have him there. John Evans, coach of C. Milton Wright, tournament director, up on the tee.
Here we go.
And this is Noah Roberts. Noah Roberts hit the ball. Where did he end up, Patrick? Did you see it? On the right rough. There's the drop. That's Bryson Singleton. Bryson hitting his third shot. There's Nick Deluca now hitting his third shot. Nick not happy with that shot. Deluca's right on the cart path. Okay, in the left rough on the cart path, Nick Deluca again laying 3, hitting 4. So, you know, you're looking at a bogey, double bogey. Let's see who is hitting now. This is Tyler Jessup from Patterson Mill. Tyler hitting his second shot. Tyler about 150 yards out.
No, he's.
Oh, yeah, Tyler, I see the closer one, the lefty.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Tyler's about
He's
120 maybe.
Yes. Struck it well.
Yeah, he looks like he likes it. He's following it. In the left rough, that would be down on the lower side of this green, so he'll be chipping up. That's the advantage. Now Bryson Singleton hitting his 4th shot, Bryson. In the left rough on that shot. So now he's laying 4, hitting 5. And again, you're staring double bogey and maybe triple bogey right in the face, Bob, which, you know, sort of is demoralizing as your first hole. You want to get off at least with a bogey. You certainly don't want to be a double bogey.
It's definitely a tough hole to open up with. I mean, this is when you play 18, this is a really nice finishing hole.
Noah Roberts in the fairway. Noah hitting his 2nd shot, hitting his 3rd shot, pardon me. Noah had to chip out from the trees, so he had hit the ball a bit long. Our sight lines here are just obscured by these trees. Now, this was a farm where there were no trees at all, Bob. Back in '88 when they started building the course, in '91 when it opened, there was nothing but flat land. Now, as you look around, the trees are getting mature, maybe 20, 30, 40 feet high.
It's an interesting shot here, actually. He hits this ball up about 8 feet above the flag and lets it run down. Be a great shot.
Let's see if he's able to get up over the trees. Yeah, he's going to be on the green just a bit short on this side of the hump, and that's going to present a problem for him.
Yeah, that putt right there is
3rd shot, and who was that, Patrick? And that was Noah Roberts, his 3rd shot. So he's laying 3 on the green? No, laying 4 on the green. Excuse me, he's laying 3. So he does have a par putt. The only one of this group that has a par putt.
Yes, that ball was going to break.
This is Singleton now. Singleton from Bel Air hitting his 5th shot. Desperately trying to get this ball close to maybe save his double bogey. Hit it a bit hard. It's going to be through and misses the trap, but he's going to be on that uphill side, Bob. I wouldn't want to have that putt, even if it were my worst enemy. I wouldn't say, let's put you right there.
I don't know if he can putt that.
Yeah, if he chips it, of course he has to stop it, hitting his 6th shot.
He has what they call a tantalizing teaser.
Here's Nick Deluca from C. Milton Wright hitting his 5th shot. Nick has a chance to lift this ball up and drop it on the green, keep it below the hole. That's a nice looking shot.
Short.
It's long enough.
Oh, right on. Nice. Beautiful.
Very nice shot. Keeping it below the hole.
Yes.
That he's there in 5. So he's looking at his double bogey to save that double bogey if he can.
He has a legitimate attempt from there.
Now Tyler Jessup from Patterson Mill, hitting his 3rd. From just below the hole, just over the mound. It's a good spot to be. He can chip it up close. He was in the sand and he came out well. Going to be below the hole, maybe what, 15 feet away?
Yeah, 13, 15 feet.
So this is Singleton now, hitting his 6th shot. And oh, that's a nice play. Watch this thing roll now. You'd think he just barely hit it. The good news is he's on the green, Bob. The bad news, he's still above the hole.
He's still above the hole, and that ball's going to break left to right from there.
So this group, Noah Roberts from Aberdeen, Tyler Jessup from Patterson Mill, Bryson Singleton from Bel Air, and Nick DeBelka from Seamilton Wright.
He may have trouble seeing the hole from.
This is Noah Roberts from Aberdeen, hitting his 4th shot. Bob, we had this putt a few times. This is not an easy putt.
No, it's going to break right to left, and it's going to break hard, maybe 4 or 5 feet. He needs to hit it high toward up above the hole and let it just stop and fall down toward the hole.
Struck it well. I think
it's going to be way left down when it finishes.
We had that putt many times. He's maybe 5 feet away. Still not a gimme.
No, but that putt's almost straight at the hole from there, so he's very capable of making that.
Singleton, his 7th shot. So this goes in. It's a triple bogey.
This is going to go left to right also, and downhill it'll run.
Now he misses that and leaves him still about a 5-footer back up the hill. That would be for an 8. The old snowman trick, which is never good to put on your card.
Now this ball is going to go a little bit right to left.
4th shot for Jessup now from Patterson Mill. This is his par putt.
And right about 2 feet, 3 feet toward toward this side to where we are, there's a hump, and he's fortunately on the other side of that hump, but that's going to force the ball really right to left.
Par putt coming up for Tyler Jessup. Oh, that's a beautiful putt. Nice effort.
Yeah, shame that didn't win.
Yeah, that'll be his 5. And so he escapes number 18 here with a 5.
Not bad for your first hole.
Absolutely. This is Seamilton Wright. Nick DeBelka hitting his 7th shot. 6th shot, pardon me. Nick looking for a double bogey if he can get this to fall. Going to leave it short, so if he taps this in, we'll go a triple bogey. So DeBelka with a 7, assuming this goes in. Fifth shot coming up for Noah Roberts.
Travis, press those guys for some sunshades.
Bob, as you said, this should be a straight in putt.
Yeah, he has to hit it firm because it'll slow down. It's an uphill putt a little bit, so it'll slow down.
These greens are a bit fluffy too. There's a lot of grass out there.
Nice
putt.
Yeah.
So that's a 5 bogey for Noah Roberts.
Not a bad start.
Not at all. Here's Bryson Singleton on a hole that he would rather forget. Does get it for the 8. So on this hole, we've had a quadruple bogey. DeBelka from Seamilton Wright gets his 7.
Well,
so we have 2 bogeys, Tyler Jessup and Noah Roberts, a quadruple bogey for Singleton, and a triple bogey for Nick DeBelka.
Well, you saw where you need to putt the ball from to have that straight shot at the hole. You know, when all 4 golfers ended up below the hole, they all made the putts.
We're really thankful that the folks here, it's not a good thing to stand on the tee and wait to hit, but they are waiting until the first group clears so that we can identify who it is teeing off, and each person can get every shot he takes on camera. Again, it's not what you want to do. You don't want to sit there in the cold, Bob, and wait for somebody else to hit. You want to just get up there and hit.
No, I don't think they've been there long. Well, they've been there because there's a par 3 right before that.
This is Max Deluca. Max is +2, so he had a double bogey on 17, his opening hole. Deluca from Harford Tech.
That's also a tough hole, by the way, 17.
Yes, it is. At par 3,
yep,
over the pond. Right side of the fairway for Deluca.
Yeah.
He's in the right rough near the top of the hill.
And that'll be a tough look at the green from there. He might have to chip out or run the ball down a bit. Run the ball down towards the hole.
That was Max Deluca teeing off. And now let's be Mitchell Walz of Patterson Mill. Mitchell had a triple bogey on that par 3, so he's already 3 over. Bob, again, just 2 tough holes to start with. If somebody gave you a choice to start, that would not be the holes that you would want to start with.
No, I'd like to have a little practice first, and you know they can't get a chance to get it because of the bus rides they're taking from the schools.
Walz is in the fairway, so that's a good thing.
Yes.
Not sure exactly where the ball landed, but
if he's in the fairway and he's not obstructed, he has a shot at the green.
And now here's Austin Bach. Austin is just 1 over. He had a bogey on that number 17. Bob, I'm proud to say the only hole-in-one I've had in my life was on number 17 here last year, maybe? It was a day I think you were playing with us, and it rained so hard that everybody quit except Dave Graybill and myself, and glad he was there to witness the one and only hole-in-one.
I went in to eat.
That was a wise decision on your part. This is John Byers of Aberdeen.
Of course, if I'd had a hole-in-one on 17, I probably would have finished and played 18.
John's a +2. He had a double bogey on that par 3. Here's John. John, an interesting way to line up there. He sort of points his club out to direct where he wants to hit the ball.
You can hear the wind gust right now, and it coming through the microphones.
Wind blowing from our right to our left, right in the face of the golfer when he is approaching the green. Sort of left to right here, so any ball hit with a slice, if you're a right-hander, it's going to carry further away from the green. Here's Byers.
Oh, I don't know if he pulled that a little left.
With it. He's in the rough, but he did make it across the pond. In the right rough. About 200 yards from the green, and that again makes this shot appear to be more like a par 5. Is this Deluca from Harford Tech at the foot of the hill? So it appears that he didn't get across the pond. He left it short of the pond. That's the good news. The good news is he's hitting 2 with a chance to get on from about 180 yards.
Ooh, what a tough shot this is. Over the trees with a bunker in your face.
Come on, Bob. No hill for a climber. You got to have confidence.
I'm just saying how tough a shot it is. If he makes this, if he puts this on the green, it will be a great shot.
I'm just glad it's he and not me. Put it to you that way. It's not a shot I would treasure if I had to make that shot.
Oh, it's a great challenge.
Max Deluca, already at 2 over par. Happy you joined us here on our 25th season on air for the Harford Cable Network.
Boy, he has the wind going right to left, pushing him also.
Yeah.
He's behind a tree. We can't see him swing. Or a bush down there. Oh, there he is now. Okay, he played it across. It's probably about 135, 140 away now.
Not a bad place. He's now got his 3rd shot to approach the green, and again, still with a chance at a par if he can put it close and sink the putt.
Yeah, and hopefully no worse than a bogey if that doesn't work for him.
Yeah, we saw a quadruple bogey Singleton back on that first group that came through, and a triple bogey from Nick Deluca of C. Milton Wright. We have a correction here, Austin Bach. And what's he doing? He was in the water. Austin Bach was in the water.
So he's coming across the drop.
Yeah. He'll be hitting 3 on the. He'll be hitting 4. So he hit it short and then in the water. So Bach was the young man who hit it short and then hit it in the water on his second shot. So he's hitting 4. Again, the nightmare, Bob, that you don't want to do is obviously you're looking to try to. Unlike, I think Chuck Thompson famously said, the old Oriole announcer, that golf is a sport where they make you play your foul ball. So in baseball, you foul it off, they throw you another pitch. Golf, no. You got to play the next one and count that stroke.
Tough game.
It is. We were talking before we went on air with Tom, one of our camera folks, and you know, golf is a sport you can play your whole life, and it can frustrate you your whole life.
And it does.
But then you make that one good shot, Bob, and it keeps you coming back. It's just you and the ball, and the course, in the water, in the trees, in the wind.
And your buddy's laughing at you.
All the above. So Byers, Deluca, Bach, and Walz is our second foursome that we're covering here today. Patrick's going to help us to identify who's going to hit first here. John Byers from Aberdeen. John hitting his second shot, so John has a chance to be on the green here in regulation. John has about a 200-yard shot, so by no means it's the shot that you would like to have coming in, but it's certainly better than hitting 3 or 4. Again, a very narrow green from side to side, and a very undulating green. Waiting for Byers. Probably hear the geese that nest here all season long. Oh, he's in the hazard, Byers is. Deluca hitting his second shot. Deluca from about 175 yards. Looks like he's not real pleased with his shot. He's in the hazard as well. Oh, in the hazard here in this rock outcropping. Now, Patrick, you can hit the ball from that hazard if you choose to, or you can take an unplayable lie. You can drop backwards, which will cost you a stroke. Here's Bach, Austin Bach, hitting his 4th shot. Austin takes a big divot. He's in the left rough is Austin, laying 4 now, hitting 5. This is Mitchell Walz from Patterson Mill, hitting his second shot. So Mitchell had that triple bogey on number 17, has a chance now to be on in 3, on 2 actually. About 120 yards out, ideal position.
Yes, this is a great position for him.
Yeah.
And hopefully he finishes his hole up and saves some strokes from that last hole.
Mitchell Walz from Patterson Mill. I think Patrick can help us here. I think they're playing lift and clean. So that means they can pick the ball up and place it, which is a great advantage because of the conditions here today. Normally in golf, you have to let the ball lay where it is and hit it from where it is.
Well, it's fair for all, so.
Yeah, and everywhere, not only in the fairway, but in the rough as well. It's a big advantage.
Big advantage.
Nice looking swing, but he's not happy with it. It was at his practice swing.
It's over on the left-hand side.
Oh, I can see it under the holly tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, just near us. So looks like he might have a shot in at the green.
that shot, unless he hits it perfect, it's going to run all the way down past the flag and down, or before the flag and down to the...
This is John Byers from Aberdeen hitting 3. Hit the rocks and he bounced back, so that's the break. It didn't stay in the hazard. That hazard is it's a stream actually. That's a dry stream except when it's been really rainy. But it is rocky, and if the ball gets in there, you have the chance to go in and hit it if you'd like.
There's a little water in there when we walk past there, so I'm not sure you really want to go in and try to hit it. Take the stroke.
Yeah, 90 yards out. Third shot for Byers. Shot from our camera there in the fairway. Looking for behind Byers. It's a nice divot. It's on the green, Bob, just barely on the front part of the green. He has about a 40-foot or maybe a 45-foot putt. That is not a picnic, but it's on the green.
It's on the green, but I have to tell you, when we putt it from there, well, that's an awfully difficult putt.
Here's Deluca in his third shot from about 90 yards. Again, not happy, you can tell by his reaction. In the left rough. So he's laying 3 is Max Deluca.
So this is 2 groups in a row that have, on the approach shots, have been short, either to the left or the right of the hole. So maybe it's deceptive looking from back there.
And that wind too, Bob. It's you really can't see it because the flag is not blowing, but you know, the wind is at times, as you said, maybe 20, 25 miles an hour.
But you can feel it every once in a while.
The sun has come through now, and I'm happy to say it's a lot warmer than it was when we got here about 10 o'clock this morning. This match started at about 11 o'clock as the group's in a shotgun start, meaning they start all over the course. They play 18 holes, but they start anywhere from 18 to 1. The first group we saw had the misfortune of starting on 18. This group started on 17 and then progressed to 18. Here's this shot we were talking about. This is Walz hitting 3. Again,
he has a nice line at the hole on this, so he could make a very good shot from here.
Got to hit it high on the green though and let it trickle down.
It's going to roll right to left hard.
Not quite enough. It's going to stop short and be on the bad side of that hump. Now here comes Austin Bach. Austin hitting his 5th shot. Austin hitting from below the hole. It's a good spot to be. You wouldn't want to be there in 5, obviously, but it's a good place to be.
No, he's weighted, so.
Okay, this is Max Deluca hitting his 3rd or 4th? Hitting his 4th. Thank you, Patrick. No, he sculled it, hit on top of the ball rather than getting under it, and that is not a picnic. He's going to have to chip back downhill.
On the green, it's going to run away from him.
Now this is Austin Bach hitting his 5th. Now this is a nice shot.
Beautiful shot. That's just the where you want to come from.
Right below the hole, maybe 5 feet.
Yeah, and he just, if he hits it firm, he just hits that straight hole.
Laying 5 though, so if he can make that, he'll have his double bogey. So again, another group that 18 has exacted a bit of a challenge to them.
Yeah, they'll be happy to see one. Start over. Now, this is going to be a delicate shot up off of here.
John Byers. It looks like Byers is going to hit first, even though hitting his 4th shot, even though he's on the green.
Okay.
So it'll be Byers coming up over that hump. The ball will dive left.
Yeah, he's going to have to hit it about 4 or 5 feet above the flag and let it just drop down to the flag. Yeah, he didn't get it up high enough. You can see it run.
It's a good distance in terms of he hit it the direction he needed to give him, maybe 5 or 6 feet, and let it come down to the hole.
And if you didn't get on the hole like we did on the putting surface and putt and figure that out, it's very, very difficult.
That was the fish shot of Deluca. And it said just exactly what we thought might happen. He made a nice chip, but it came all the way past the hole. Here's Mitchell Walz hitting his 4th shot. Again, this is a putt that will go directly left, Bob, when it gets to the hole.
Yeah, you have to hit this about 4 feet above the hole, 3 feet, 4 feet above the hole to make it drop right down to the hole.
Fast enough to get over the hump. No, he's left it low again.
Well, it's difficult. I mean, everybody reads that the same way, and unless you've had the ability to practice on this green, you just don't know it.
We talked about North Harford kids who practice here every day do have a distinct advantage because they've had these putts.
And they know where that hump's at.
Looks like Harford Tech's Deluca. Hitting a 6th shot just on the green. Straight up the hill. I don't think much break here, Bob, but he's got to hit it firmly.
It's a little right to left if he...
I don't think he hit it hard enough. It's going to come up about 3 feet short. So Deluca will be looking at a triple bogey if he can hold this one.
As fast as it goes from above the hole is pretty much as slow as it goes from below the hole.
There's John Byers hitting shot number 5. So Byers would like to get out of here with that bogey if he could. He's got about an 8-footer maybe, right below the hole. Studying it. I don't think there's a whole lot in this putt, Bob. This may be one of the few straight shots.
Yeah, it's about maybe 6, 7 feet. So
could come a little bit right, but I think if he hits it firmly, it might hold its line.
I think this one is going to be straight.
John Byers, Aberdeen, looking for his bogey. No, he didn't hit it firm enough. So that's going to hit it. If he can hit this in, that'll be his double bogey. 6. So easy to tell yourself, Bob, to hit that ball firmly, but you know, making your body do exactly what you know you need to do. He's going to finish.
Like I said, these kids haven't been out here to hit golf balls today. Nor have they been out here putting. So, you know, and this is the 2nd hole they've played.
Double bogey for John Byers, 6. Shooting his 6th shot. Is this Deluca? No, check it. It's Bach from North Harford. Thank you. Yep. Straight putt. Just hit it firmly. Ooh. Heartbreaker.
I don't know how that stayed out.
I don't either. Went halfway down, then came back out. So he finished with a 7, triple bogey. So Bach has a 7, Byers has a 6. And now Deluca from Harford Tech. After counting up the shots, he's looking at a triple bogey if he can make this go in. No.
You have to hit it.
That snowman. So we've seen 2 quadruple bogeys.
Well, this is 2 foursomes, Don, from below. The first group from below hit the ball firm, and all those putts pretty much went in.
This is Mitchell Walz now from Patterson Mill. He has a chance for a bogey. And that would be a great score on this hole from what we've seen so far.
There you go. That's firm.
Nice firm shot. So John Byers with a double bogey, Max Deluca with a quadruple bogey, Austin Bach with a triple bogey, and Mitchell Walz with a bogey. That 2nd group now is finished. Looking at our 3rd group, Michael Corona, Ryan Feathers, Connor Fantom, and Noah Persing. Corona of Falston, Feathers of Aberdeen. He'll be the first to tee off. And he's a +2, so now he's played 3 holes. And he's 2 over par after 3.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a chance to warm up either, so.
So Feathers getting ready to tee off here. Actually, Bob, they're on their third hole. They started on hole 16, so they finished 16, 17.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. He's 2 over on where he started the first, the first 2 holes. So
Feathers is in the fairway.
Good place.
Oh, excellent place to be. 18th hole, not a long hole. Again, only 343 yards.
It's a placement hole.
Oh, it is.
You have to hit that first shot in the middle of the fairway, which gives you a placement to be able to hit that second shot right at the flag.
Now Noah Persing from Bel Air. Noah's just 1 over par, so he's played 16 and 17 in bogey golf at this point. Not sure where that ball's going to end up. It looked like he cleared the pond.
Right at the fairway, about 155.
That's a good spot to be. Looked like he hit an iron too, Bob.
Yes.
As you said, driver, no. You don't want to be too long on this hole. Some sort of a hybrid. Maybe again, hit the ball 180 yards.
Yeah, no. This is an excellent placement shot. I mean, you hit a hybrid, you hit a 3. If you're good with your 3-iron, 4-iron, you can hit that and just drop it.
Michael Corona.
I think he pulled that ball
in the water. Corona. This is Connor Fantom. Oh, Corona's in the fairway, okay. Connor Fantom is +2. Connor Fantom from C. Milton Wright. Corona's in the fairway. So Michael Corona, Ryan Feathers, Connor Fantom, and Noah Persing. Connor Fantom is in the right rough over the pond, and again, that is the #1 chance. I say pond, Bob. It's more like a lake. The pond is probably, what would you say, 60, 70 yards wide?
It looks like a pond, nice sized ponds.
I remember Jack Davis when I first came here in 1988 when he was explaining what he wanted to do with his farm, which had been his family for 7 generations, pointed across that pond at the dairy barn, which is now the clubhouse, and said, "That's going to be my clubhouse." And I laughed, sort of to myself, thinking that's not going to happen. Jack Davis, who had never swung a golf club in anger in his life, had been a farmer his whole life, decided that when he wanted to retire from farming, nobody in his family wanted to take the farm. Here you see the clubhouse here, which was the old dairy barn. Bottom was the milking parlor, and now it's the clubhouse, or I should say the place where the players come to get dressed and so forth. The upside is the Twin Silos restaurant. Great place to eat, by the way. I'm looking for a free meal, Bob.
You better hope they're going to give it to you.
I know, yeah. Great place to be. Geneva Farm, again, opened in 1991. Public course here just above the Rock State Park off Davis Road.
It's starting to turn into a little bit better day here, Don.
It is. Yeah.
There's not the chill wind coming now that was happening this morning a little bit.
Yesterday, this being a Tuesday, yesterday was a nasty, rainy, yucky day all day long, and today it really, the sun is peeking in and out from those clouds, but the wind has died down a bit, as you said, Bob, and it is a pleasant day for golf.
Yeah, the tournament director did a great job choosing today instead of yesterday.
Good job, John Evans. Well, here we go now. It is Corona, Feathers, Fantom, and Persing. This is the third of the 6 groups that we'll be covering today. I want to thank Patrick Mull and John Evans for helping us here spot these players. They don't wear uniforms, and they don't wear numbers like they do in the other sports we cover.
Yeah, and we're far away, so it really helps. Appreciate it.
Yeah, very much so. Again, Bill Bazell, the operations manager here at Geneva Farm, I want to thank him so much for not only today, but for all year long, what he does for young people. They practice here, Bob, and play every day without charge.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. So now let's see where they are.
Is this Noah Persing right here behind the...
It is Noah Persing from Bel Air. He's about 150 yards out.
Does he have a clean look? We can't tell from behind the trees.
Patrick's out getting a better view. He is, the trees are in the line of where he's hitting, but it looks like he might have a shot at the green. Noah 1 over par after 2 holes. There you see Noah.
Yeah, he has a look straight at it, so we're hoping for the best here.
Hey, it's right on the green. Beautiful shot, maybe 10 feet short of the
excellent.
hole.
It hit and stops.
That is the best shot we've seen all day long. Patrick,
Yes.
that was a great shot from Noah Persing. He's there in 2.
Yeah, he
Chance for a birdie.
He does. He's got that right to left putt, but it's an excellent chance.
Now this is Michael Corona from Boston, also in the fairway, hitting his second shot, about 175 yards out.
Yeah, he's a little closer than Noah, I believe.
I think it's coming at us, Bob. I'm ducking behind you.
It looked like an inside-outside swing, so
It's short right here. It looks like he will have a chip at the green, his 3rd shot. But that shot by Persing, what a great shot it was. Here's Ryan Feathers. He's in his 2nd shot as well. Hitting from the right rough, so he's up near those trees, but it looks like he's going to have to chip out, and does. Boy, you hate to do that, Bob, but you know, a hero shot, you're not going to be able to make that shot maybe once out of 20 times.
yeah, you want to play smart. I mean, it saves you strokes in the end. You know, guys like you and me, we hit those shots and think we can do it and pay the price, and we swear we could have done it, and you know, a tin cup takes over. And
well, the one time you make it, you say, hey, I did it once, I can do it again.
Exactly.
But I think really Corona was just snivied. He was behind that tree. So
Yeah.
now he's laying 3 in the fairway, a chance to put the ball on the green close enough, hopefully.
Sometimes you have to take that bogey and
I said laying 3.
walk away. And
Actually laying 2, hitting 3.
yes.
So again, if he can put this ball on the green close to the cup, he can still come away with his par.
So now who are we?
This is Fantom from Seamilton Right, hitting his 3rd. About 100 yards out.
It's a nice looking shot here.
Right
It's a
at,
nice looking shot here.
oh no!
Oh
right in
no!
The, goodness! Right in the sand near us. That ball looked good all the way, Bob. It must have faded a bit.
It did. Right.
Here's Feathers from Aberdeen hitting his 3rd. Inside the 100-yard marker. Not totally pleased with the shot.
It's
Yeah, on the green, maybe about 30 feet short. Not a bad shot. Obviously,
well,
you'd
he's
like
going to have to go.
closer.
He's going to have to go up over the hump again, and then it's going to break left hard.
This is what they call an undulating green, so it's got like 2 humps in it. One hump right in front of the hole, maybe 10 or 12 feet in front of the hole, and it makes the ball, Bob, as we found out on our putting, go left, right. So it's not just a fact of going up over the hump. The ball will break sharply to the left if you're above the hole.
Yeah, it's right to left from above the hole, and below the hole. If you're on the other side of the hump, you really have to put the ball up above the hole to make it turn to get back down toward the hole.
Every course likes to have an 18th hole that's memorable, something that when you're playing it, you can either curse it or praise it if you play well, and this certainly qualifies at Geneva Farm. This is a hole you'll remember. Here's Michael Corona hitting his 3rd shot.
Now, it's a good place to come in if you're going to be off the green. It's a good angle toward the hole.
Yeah, Corona behind this little holly tree that separates us from view of him.
I don't know whether he was waiting for the ball to be marked.
Bob, you're right. This is a shot that you can make, but you have to hit it far enough to get it over that hump. Tendency is to leave it short.
He actually has to hit it to our side of the ball that's on the green for it to fall down toward the hole.
The ball is not being marked. I think if I were hitting the ball, I'd want that ball marked because that's
No.
just about the angle I want to take.
No, it's got to be higher than that even.
Yeah.
Oh, we're hitting a sand shot here.
Yeah, this is the sand shot, barely able to get it out. His fourth shot, that was his fifth shot now coming up. He takes no time at all and hits the ball. That's again the frustration you have as a golfer, that now he's about 20, 25 feet below the hole.
Now he's got to take that 10-step rule. Take 10 steps and forget that last shot and start to pay attention to what he has here.
We have a chance, our first chance at a birdie. That's Bel-Air's Noah Persing, who marked his ball and cleaning it all. This is Feathers of Aberdeen, hitting his fourth shot. Now this is the one down below the hole a bit. It's still going to come Bob right to left, I believe.
Yeah, he's got to bring it up the hump, and then it turns left. He's got to bring it almost above the hole for it to turn left to go back to the hole.
No, that's going to be below the hole and not
Yeah,
hard enough.
not hard enough and not up high enough. One of my putts.
This is Corona hitting his fourth shot.
Yes. And he has to hit this about 5 feet, 4 feet above the hole and then make it stop and drop down. Anything other than that is going to drop below the hole again.
Nice speed. Oh, what a shot right over the hole. It hit the back of the hole. How did that not go in?
Well, he took the break out of the hole by really hitting it firm, and the firmness cost him because he hit the ball perfect.
Right over the hole, hit the back of the cup, and then went by maybe 2 or 3 feet, so he's got a tester. Now here's our birdie putt. Noah Persing from Bel-Air. Bob, it's going to break.
Right to left, maybe a foot. Maybe a little less.
Oh, that's going to be a nice par, though.
Yes.
You hate to miss your birdie putt, but he did get it to the hole.
Well, with 3 foursomes, he played this hole better than anybody else.
That's our first par of the day, and he's now just 1 over par after 3 holes.
That one straight uphill, and he struck it really well. It's just a
I think he's
tad short.
going to have a triple bogey, it looks like. This is Fantom from Seavilton, right? Yeah, he has a 7, so he has a triple bogey. Remember, he landed in the trap.
Yes.
That cost him 2 shots. Now here's Aberdeen's Ryan Feathers looking for his bogey if he can get it. It's going to break. Just to hit through the break and beyond the hole.
He wasn't going to be short, that was for sure.
Tester coming back. This is Falston's Corona, looking for his bogey if he can get it.
Yeah, that one broke a little left to right. When you come from that side, it does just the opposite of where the other guys were from.
So Corona with a 6, a double bogey. Looking for his 6. This is Feathers of Aberdeen, trying to make his double bogey. And he gets it.
Yeah.
So we have 2 double bogeys, a triple bogey, and Noah Persing, our first par of the day. Way to go, Noah.
Yeah, he played that hole very, very well.
He did. He got on in 2 and had a birdie shot.
And this trap in front of us, the high side of the green, is very, very difficult because if you don't hit that shot just perfectly and flop it and let it drop, and it's still going to go past the hole.
Yep.
It'd be nice if I could
You know,
see
so
it on
you
TV.
try to baby it, and that's what he did. He babied the shot out of the trap, trying to make it drop, and it stayed up high on him, and then he had the same second shot, except he wasn't in the trap, but it was the same downhill, and it ran right across the green like it does.
And Bob, I think
almost
a
every
little
time.
frustration settled in. He didn't
Oh.
set himself on that second shot after he got
No.
out of the trap,
No, frustrated.
and then hit it right past the hole. That cost him another shot. So.
Yeah, and then he got himself together, and then he made it, you know, what was a very good putt
Yep.
at the hole, and
Left it
settled
just a bit
down.
short, got a 7. So we've seen a variety of scores. One par, that's Noah Persing. We've seen 2 quadruple bogeys, several triple bogeys, double bogeys, and bogeys. Our next group, this group started on 15. They're still on the 17th hole, so that shows they may have been having just a little bit of difficulty as we have a little break between these pairings.
Or they're playing well, and they're concentrating a bit more.
Zach Barkhorn from Falston, Connor Gallery from Harford Tech, Jake Gay from North Harford, and Jared Cleland from Bel Air. Now, 2 of these young players, Zach Barkhorn and Jared Cleland, I should say, have qualified for the state tournament. That's coming up next week at the University of Maryland. 2 teams, Patterson Mill and Bel Air, qualified as teams. Then we have Will Smethurst from Bohemian Manor, and 2 players from Falston, Will Creary and Zach Barkhorn, that also qualified for the state tournament. Will Creary had a 76, Bob, in that district match last week. That's the top score in the county. And then we're going to see Paula Moon coming up here in the next group that started on group 14. As a female, she shot a 80 in the district tournament. Great job by her.
We've watched Paula play here the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And she's an athlete, and she's a golfer.
Yeah.
And it's really a pleasure. You watch her swing. It's really a pleasure to watch that golf swing.
I think her sister played at Aberdeen, I think, and Paula
Yes,
was
she
at
was in the
Patterson
IB,
Mill.
or she was in the
Science
math program
Yeah.
at Aberdeen.
I think she may have graduated last year. Paula Moon now is at Patterson Mill. She did graduate last year. Where is she, Patrick? Do you know? Jefferson University, and well, very good. So we're waiting just a bit here for Michael Cummings. Actually, no, Zach Barkhorn, Connor Gallery, Jake Gay, and Jared Cleland. He'll be at the 18th tee in just a moment. Patrick, we're not sure where they are. They still on the 17? Dennis, I'm not sure whether we want to take a break, and as they get ready to get to the tee, it's going to be a little while before they get to the tee. Okay, yeah, they're finishing up on 17. The group I just mentioned, they'll be coming to 18 in just a moment. Again, there are, let's see, how many different groups here? I didn't count them up, but there's about
15.
Yeah, it looks like 15 groups. Maybe there's another page that I haven't looked at, Bob. You have 15 groups of golfers, about 4 per 15. That's almost 60 golfers, I guess, today. Every team from Harford County represented except Joppatown and Haverty Grace. Again, the 2 teams we talked about, Patterson Mill and Bel Air, have qualified for each. It's going to be about 2 or 3 minutes until they get to the tee. We're going to take a little break. We'll come right back when our group gets to the tee at 18. Don't go away. We'll be right back at the County Golf Championships from Geneva Farm Golf Course. Well, we're back with you here at Geneva Farm. It is the County Golf Championships here on a Tuesday, beautiful Tuesday, a little bit chilly, but a nice day. We're having our 4th group come through now. Zach Barkhorn from Falston, Connor Gallery from Harford Tech, Jake Gay from North Harford, and Jared Cleland from Bel Air. Cleland with a 91 in the regional district tournament, and Zach Barkhorn with an 83, 2 qualifiers heading for University of Maryland next week. Zach, one of the individual qualifiers, along with Will Creary, our defending champion here from last year. Will is just a junior still, won it as a sophomore last year. Shot the top round of 76, Bob, in that district tournament. We'll see him with our last group, Group 6, that comes through in just a couple of minutes. So again, Zach Barkhorn from Falston, Connor Gallery from Harford Tech, Jake Gay from North Harford, Jared Cleland from Bel Air in group number 4. Started at the 15th. Zach +1, so he's played 3 holes in 1 over par, including number 17. 17 a par 3 right over the pond. We're thinking this is Zach Barkhorn. Yeah, Zach Barkhorn teeing off. Zach from Falston.
Looks like an iron down in his hands, but I couldn't tell.
Walked away and picked up the tee. Normally that's an indication he's happy with the shot. Uh-oh, in the hazard. That's in the rock hazard, in the water hazard. Not happy with his shot.
Well, actually, he hit the ball pretty well.
This is Connor Gallery from Harford Tech now.
It just...
Connor's a +8 after 3 holes. Again, the shot you're looking for, maybe 180 yards over the pond.
Yeah, you don't want to hit it over the fairway if you can help it.
Nice looking swing there. Through the fairway in the right rough. So again, Bob, what you talked about, not what you want to do. You need to stop it in that fairway, because those trees now have grown over the years and they will block your second shot. Here's Jake Gay from North Harford. Jake is +5 after 3 holes. Nick Panos, the coach at North Harford. Ball is in the hazard in the second pond. That's the smaller of the 2 ponds closer to the green. So it looked like he'd pulled the ball, Bob.
He either pulled it or was trying to cut the corner. And obviously it's not a great place to be.
We haven't seen any big hitter try to make it to the green. It is makeable. It's 343 yards and the big hitters can get the ball close.
Well, when you cut the angle off, it actually is less than 343 yards, but there's trees in the way. And
here's Jared Cleland, another lefty. Again, he would want to fade the ball here if he could hit it over the pond and fade it in toward the green. Looks like he has a wood of some kind.
Yes.
Hit it well. Right side of the fairway, about 130 yards out. Yeah, Jared is exactly where he wants to be. So we have a ball in the left pond. That means he'll have a drop area hitting 3. That's Jake Gay. Jared Cleland right in the fairway. Zach Barkhorn through the fairway. Beautiful day just above Rock State Park. Bob, a nice pleasant drive. We had breakfast, or at least a cup of coffee with the alumni group in Edgewood at Bob Evans, and came up through the rocks this morning.
Yes.
Very pleasant drive.
Yes, it was nice seeing all the alumni at Bob Evans, and nice little drive up here. And now we're enjoying some better weather at this point, and enjoying watching the young men at this point come through playing golf.
And watching the geese graze. Do geese graze, or what do they do?
I know what the superintendent of the golf course will tell you what they do all the time.
Let's not talk about what happens after they graze. We were mentioning how geese in the old days, go back 30, 40 years, they flew all the way over Harford County and went all the way to Florida. Now they seem to come and stay. The weather may be a little milder. Winter's not quite as rough, and maybe their nesting grounds not quite so plentiful down in the Florida area. So they spend their winters right here in Harford County and throughout the mid-Atlantic region.
Yeah, the migration of different birds and geese.
That's my extent of my knowledge about the migration of birds. There you see our geese. I didn't count them, Bob, but there's hundreds.
Well, mine was the swift birds who come up from South America. They made a nest in my chimney last year. And because of restrictions, you can't do a lot except let them stay there until they leave.
This is Zach Barkhorn hitting his 3rd shot. Zach of Falston with the 83, his qualifying round in the district tournament last week. Zach through the fairway in the right rough? No? Well, Zach is the one who was in the water. Thank you, Patrick. So in the drop zone, Zach will be hitting his third shot. 150 yards, perhaps. If Zach can put the ball on the green here, he still has a chance at a par. Nice swing, Bob.
Yeah, I like this practice swing a lot. And that was a pretty good
just
swing.
above, and it's trickling down.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that rolling down at the hole now.
Lovely shot.
He's played here before.
That's a brilliant shot by Zach Barkhorn.
And as you said, Don, he has a chance to par this hole, although that's a tough putt.
Jake Gay with his third shot also having to take the drop. Yeah, that's going to be a downhill putt, but I tell you what, that's a great shot from maybe 130 yards out. Jake is staring it down. In the left rough, you know, on the other side of the green, away from us, and our vantage point above the trap. And here's Connor Gallery. Connor with his second shot. Right in the right rough. Does he have a shot, Patrick? No, he's going to have to chip out. Patrick Mull helping us, the Aberdeen coach, doing a great job here spotting these players for us. You can see him now. That's just a little pitch out. But you, Bob, can't just take this for granted. You've got to get it out in the fairway.
You have to concentrate and go through the ball and put it where he wants.
As you can see, he hit the ball too far through the fairway.
And the wind's picking up again.
It is. The wind is right in their face.
Yeah, it's a little gust right there.
Jared Cleland hitting his second shot. Jared in a perfect spot. Jared, the southpaw golfer, maybe 100 yards out. Takes a big swing. In the left rough beyond the flag, so he's a little long. Means he's going to have to chip up over a large mound. Hope he doesn't have to chip over our cameraman. Yeah, he's on the back of that little mound.
You know, that's okay. I mean, that you can make that chip and feather that thing and put it pretty close.
We're told he's right on top of the mound, right near our camera guy. I see the ball now. It's about pin high. Zach Barkhorn on the green in 2, a chance for a bird.
And we have who's hitting now?
Jake Gay on his third shot. Connor Gallery. He's long left, so that's going to be a tough chip back.
That's going to be a tough chip back.
Got to come over the hump and then on a downhill lie, try to stop the ball. But that's when you need that Phil Mickelson flop shot.
He's up there?
Yeah, that's the other one who landed on the... But he's beyond our camera
well, he's going to have to bring it over to the where we're at, to the near side of the flag, so it can run back at the flag, which is a very, very delicate and difficult shot.
So Zach Barkhorn in a position for perhaps a par here. Remember, he's on there in 3. We've seen 1 par in the 3 groups so far. This is Jake Gay from North Harford hitting his 4th shot.
Needs a real nice touch on this.
It's a ball you can flop up there, Bob, because you're coming uphill.
It is, but you need a touch.
He's looking to try to save his bogey here. If he could chip this in, obviously, that would be his par. That's a nice
That's
shot.
a beautiful shot. That's a beautiful shot right there.
Lovely shot. He'd like to be below the hole, but I'm telling you, you can't really wish for too much, because that was about as good as he could do.
Yeah.
There in 4, chance to make his bogey. Now this is Jared Clellan. He's hitting his 3rd shot. This vantage point, Bob. If he could get this close, this is one that could go in.
Yeah.
Left it short. Easy to do.
Tough shot.
Uphill, that's the good thing about it, but it is about 12 feet away. Here's Connor Gallery. Connor with his 4th shot, and this is going to be a difficult shot coming back down at the hole.
And it's going to go left or right on him after it gets up on the green.
Good looking shot.
Yeah, watch it dip now.
Down below the hole. That's where he wants to be. He'd like to be maybe 2 feet closer, but
well, I know he like to have been in the hole, but you know.
Given that's the way he doesn't have to putt down
Yes.
the hill. Now here's Zach Barkhorn looking for his par. Well, that's about all you can ask, Bob. If you've been in the hazard, if you could par a hole after being in the hazard.
Yeah, this putt is either straight in or it goes about a ball to the outside left. It goes left to right.
Funny, we had that putt we were just playing around before, and some putts went a little bit of a break and some went straight.
And you can't hit him too hard or it just keeps running.
Yep.
Who's bringing the ball up?
This is
Jerry Clellan.
Jared Clellan, yeah, his 4th shot. Looking for his par if he can make it. That's a good putt.
Get in the
my goodness,
hole.
great
Beautiful putt.
Jared
Now he
Clellan with a par. That was
now he
great.
plays left-handed, but he putts right-handed.
Here's Zach Barkhorn now looking for his par. Just a little bit outside.
Yeah, that went that left to right that we talked about, Don.
And a little bit fast, so he's not got a gimme coming back. That's
No, he needs to mark it
it's
and
a 2-3 footer.
get himself together.
Here's Jake Gay looking for his bogey. This would be a great bogey for Jake if he could make it.
Yeah, well, this is either straight or a little bit right to left.
And it's downhill, so
Yep.
you can't baby it though. You've got to go ahead and take a firm stroke. If you baby it, Bob, it's going to break.
Oh, it breaks good to the left.
Nope. He overcompensated, hit the ball way
Yeah.
to the right of the hole.
Yep, and hit it hard.
And he has a tough putt coming back up the hill for his 6. This is the 5th shot.
Get up there.
Oh my goodness. How did that ball not go in? Is that Gallery? Jake Gallery ends up with a 6 then. Double bogey. This is Jake Gay looking for his 6. This ball will break too, Bob, if you don't hit it firmly.
Yeah, this one will fade away from him to the right, left to right.
Just like that.
Yep.
So Jake has, again, the heartbreak of golf, a 7. That could have been a bogey and ended up with a triple bogey. 5th shot now for Zach Barkhorn. Remember, he's the young man who was in the hazard, had a chance to salvage his par. Now must make this for a bogey. Straight uphill, Bob. This one shouldn't break if he hits it firmly.
Now, if he hits it firm, it should go right in. And if he doesn't hit it firm, it'll stop on him.
I like how he's a deliberate golfer. He actually takes his time, thinks about what he has to do.
There's
Puts
a
it in.
good stroke.
That's the bogey. So now we have our 5th group.
No, get
My
your
partner,
bag, Jared. It's okay.
Bob McCone is coming down to offer his congratulations. Michael Cummings, Paula Moon, Tim Kaskowski, and Edward Honendale. The next 4 golfers we'll see. They started on hole 14, so they played 14, 15, 16, 17, and now they're coming to 18. We have one more featured group for you. If we have time, we'll show you our 7th group. Patrick, are they on the tee? This is Michael Cummings now. Michael's a +2 after playing 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. Started on the 14th, now he's worked his way to the 18th. Cummings, Paula Moon, the female golfer playing in this male group, Tim Karskowski and Edward Honendale from Aberdeen. Bob, you journeyed over and...
I had to stop and ask Jared Clellan. I knew a Jared Clellan who played basketball at Loyola High School, and his mom was the women's basketball coach at Johns Hopkins University. And so I asked because I don't know how many Jared Clellans you would find, and he told me, he said, no, he said, that's not, no relation, no relation. So
well, there you go.
Had to go ask.
You did, yeah. Michael Cummings, Tim Kaskowski, +6 after 4 holes. This is Michael Cummings teeing off. He hit the ball in the 2nd pond. That's the pond nearest us. This is Michael Cummings. Nope, check it. This is Tim Kaskowski with a +6 after the 4 holes. So Cummings in the pond. Kaskowski hits the cart path and goes in that 2nd pond also. So this our 2nd to the top group in terms of handicap. 2 players already in the pond. Bob, it makes my heart a little happier to know that these great golfers are having issues.
Now, come on. I'm not wishing that on these golfers. I would really be hoping they'd be playing up to
I would as well. Edward Honendale, a +5 after 4 holes. Conditions today, Bob, are exacting a toll, at least in the early holes, on these top golfers.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is.
Honendale hits it through the fairway, maybe about 140 yards out. Not sure whether he has a shot or not. We'll see. Here's Paula Moon now, the Patterson Mill junior golfer. Her sister Audrey Moon, who won the tournament last year as far as females are concerned, at Jefferson College up in Philadelphia, Bob?
In Philadelphia, yes, Jefferson University.
She's +3 is Paula Moon.
Also has an excellent medical school there.
Paula just a junior at Patterson Mill. We said that Audrey went to Aberdeen. She was in the Science Math Academy. Paula stays at her home school at Patterson Mill. Now, Paul will be hitting from the up tees. That's the tee closer to the pond. The advantage, of course, is it's a lot shorter, but the disadvantage is you don't have any, let's say, perspective. You're hitting on a level ground, not on a elevated tee as you are where the boys are playing.
Well, she's a young woman, and she's playing from the women's tees.
Absolutely. I think I'd rather hit from the higher tees, Bob, to give you a little more perspective in terms of your shot. Here you'll see Paula hitting right on the same level as the
Well, if you were playing from the senior tees, it may be down there also.
Well, I'll play from the ladies' tees if that's an advantage. I don't have any pride whatsoever as long as I get an advantage in this game. Paula Moon. Bob, you're talking about the great Moon family, that, they're such a close family. The father and mother are at every event these young ladies play.
They are.
I'm sure they're here today somewhere.
Nice easy swing.
Coming right at the 100-yard marker, and that's exactly where you want to be.
Hey, I've followed a couple of them.
Yep.
Yeah, she's in perfect position. That's the A position.
110 yards away, right in the middle of the fairway. If you could take a ball out and drop it, that's exactly where you want to drop it. Paula is 3 over par after 4 holes.
Right.
Michael Cummings 2 over par.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Koskowski 6 over par, and Edward Hunendale 5 over par. Our next group will have Will Creary, who's a defending champion, won it as a sophomore last year. Will out of Falston had a 76, the top qualifying round in the district tournament last week.
So coming through us, Michael Corona,
From Falston, you
and Noah Persing. Yeah, I'm just looking at the +1s who came through us, which are the best scores.
Yeah.
At the time they came through.
And Noah had a par here, so he remains at +1 when he came through here. We've had what, 2 pars today?
And that was his third hole. So
yeah, we've had Jared Clellan with a par, and we've had Noah Persing with a par. Those are the 2 pars we've seen. Bogeys from Tyler Jessup, Noah Roberts, Mitchell Walz, and Zach Barkhorn. Those are the bogeys that we've had. We've had, unfortunately, a couple of snowmen, they call them.
Yes, I know those well.
Yeah, the 8s.
Okay, who do we have coming up here? We're getting ready to...
Tim Koskowski hitting his 3rd. He was in the pond, so he's dropped the shot there. He's going to be just about 140 yards out. Not a great angle, Bob, to come in because you're coming into a narrow part of the green.
Yeah, it's not a great angle, but if you hit the perfect shot,
which we saw Jared Clellan
do, if you hit that perfect shot though from there, you can hit the higher part of the green, and if you hit it soft enough, it'll roll right back down toward the flag.
Bob, as you said, the wind sort of picking up a bit. It's gusting sometimes, no wind at all. Then it's 10, 12, maybe 15 miles an hour.
Yeah, and a lot of our golfers are coming up short because of it. They're just not making the right adjustments.
Here's a good-looking shot coming right at the green. Going to come up just, and it trickles onto the front edge of the green about maybe 30 feet away.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That wind, you know, he probably just didn't read that wind well enough to take that extra club and put him up there.
Michael Cummings now. Michael hitting his 3rd shot, also was in the pond.
Another left-handed golfer.
Michael Cummings from C. Milton Wright.
It's a nice swing right there. There it is, beautiful.
Great shot, just above the hole. Again, not an ideal position you'd like. But
I don't know how it stayed there.
Yeah.
I don't know how it just didn't roll down toward the hole.
This is Edward Hunendale, Edward out of Aberdeen. Patrick, one of your golfers. We don't know where he is. We know he's beyond the fairway. See if I don't, Bob, we can see him on the monitor. It looks like he might have a shot.
Can't see him.
Looks like he's right here, right at the 150-yard bush. His 2nd shot.
Here he comes in the view, Don.
Oh yeah, there he is. He is obstructed, as you can
he's
see.
going to have to chip out, and
again, that's a product of just hitting the ball too far. You think about a tee shot, you want to hit it as far as you can. This one, no.
Well, he looks like he's chipped out already, so now Paula Moon's hitting.
We were told that Paula was 100 yards out. She's more like 130 yards out.
Yeah, 120 anyway, at least.
Probably a 9-iron, given this is a nice looking shot coming right
It was a
at
nice
the fair.
swing.
It's going to be short also
That's
on the
all,
green,
yep.
but short about maybe 20, 25 feet.
There's mud on that ball when she hit that ball, when it rolled up here.
And we're allowed to pick and clean, though, golfers are, so I'm not sure why there would be mud on the ball. So we have 3 golfers on the green.
And the one who was in the tree obstruction is walking across the
Cross that hazard
there, yeah.
That hazard is a stream, a dry stream normally that has some water when there's a wetness occurring, but it's all rocky.
Yeah, his ball is short of the green and to the right here. He's going to have a good look in from there, but he'll be hitting his 4th shot.
Patrick, is that Edward Honendale walking toward us? You see from Aberdeen. Edward's a bit short. He's hitting his 3rd shot.
Yeah, he's got the Aberdeen hat on.
Now, again, this is not a bad spot to be. You can chip the ball if you hit it up over that hump. You just can't leave it short.
And it has to be high. On the high side so it falls down.
We had rain all day yesterday, Bob. Kind of a light, misty rain, so the course is wet. Honendale, 3rd shot. Let's see if it stops. That's a nice shot.
No, very nice shot.
Below the hole, 5 feet. So Honendale has a chance to convert a par.
Now that putt from right there is pretty much straight in.
But you have to hit it firm.
You do.
We've seen
it's
several
uphill.
people leave it. Now I'm anxious to see Paula Moon hit this putt.
But
this is a putt you have to hit hard enough to get it up over that hump.
And it has to be above the flag, so it comes down toward the flag.
She marks her ball. Michael Cummings from Seamilton Wright will hit first. Check it is Tim Kaskowski from Harford Tech.
You guys want it out?
Hitting his 3rd? Hitting his 4th, that's right. He was in the
water,
in the
yeah.
hazard. Again, you watch this putt. It is a slow putt.
Oh, he's going to have to strike this ball.
Michael Cummings tending the flag for him.
It's not hard enough.
Not hard enough at all. He
No.
got on that hump and just died.
That's when you had those 6 practice balls. That's about where all of yours went. Oh.
Actually, not quite that far. But thank you for giving me credit. Now, did Paula Moon learn something?
Yeah,
After that
and
putt
she
came up
actually has to
short?
be much more to the right of that to get up over that hump. Because once it gets over the hump, it's going to break left.
This is Paula's chance for a birdie. Certainly not an easy chance, but she'd love to get it within a peach basket here. I like those spread stance, very balanced.
That's going to
Gonna
go
come up
left
short
on her.
and left.
It's going to go left at the end. Yep.
Not a bad shot.
Oh,
though.
that's a nice place to be. It's a good place to be to putt your par.
Right above the hole, or right below the hole. I
The hole,
should
yep.
say.
And that's pretty straight.
Here's a 4th shot now. Here's a putt, Bob. Even I wouldn't wish on you. Downhill, you just touch it.
And this is right to left also. It's a good foot right to left.
Yep. And you have to hit it slow. You can't
Yeah.
jam it in. So the ball is going to break a lot.
Might even be more than a foot.
That's going to break left.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's going to weigh.
Not bad.
He had great speed.
Yeah. Not bad at all. It broke about a foot left. And
Yeah.
looks like that could be we would call it a tap in.
Well, again, that'll fall off toward the left. But if he hits it firm, it'll go right in the hole from there.
It was Michael Cummings. Now it's Tim Kaskowski. Remember, Tim had that putt from the edge of the green and left it short by about, what, 15 feet?
Yeah, and it rolled to the left, so I'm hoping he read that.
This is Kaskowski's 5th shot, looking for the bogey.
Because it's going to go right to left on him.
Nice speed. Up.
Hit it too hard, took the break out of it.
Yeah, he did. Now he's got a putt of about 2 feet above the hole. That's certainly not a gimme either.
No, that's going to fall a little bit, maybe a ball out. Now this putt's pretty much straight.
Edward Honendale,
You know,
right up the hill.
possibly a little bit left to right, but
Looking for his par.
I'd put that on the inside of the cup.
Hit it firmly. It did not break at all. Hit it
No.
above the hole and it stayed there.
I think that's the way. I think that was his line.
Honendale looks like he has his bogey.
I think he's upset with himself because I don't think he was happy with that line.
Now here's Paula Moon for a par, right up the hill. Hit it firmly, it won't break. She didn't hit it firmly.
No, she tried to hope it in rather than hit it. That's a shame because she played beautiful up to that stroke.
You know she's not happy about that.
No, she's a better golfer than that.
Michael Cummings? Checking no, this is Keskowski hitting for a double bogey, that's right. And he does make it, kind of worms it in a bit for his 6. Fifth shot now for Michael Cummings from Simo to right. You've got to hit it firmly. If you just touch it, it's going to break off.
Nice putt.
Nice putt. Cummings with his bogey. So we had Moon and Cummings with bogeys. Yeah, this is Honendale looking for his bogey. And he gets it. So 3 bogeys and a double bogey. Keskowski had the 6. Honendale, Moon, and Cummings had 5s.
So that's maybe the best group we've had come through on this hole as a group.
Yeah, we saw no pars there, but
no.
We did have 2 chances at a par.
Yeah, I know Paula Moon would like to have that putt back because that's a putt she makes 95% of the time.
Yeah. Will Creary, Wyatt Bonsack, Michael Montgomery, and Josh Stockham. Creary of Falston, Bonsack of North Harford, Montgomery of Patterson Mill, and Stockham of Bel Air. Bonsack to hit the ball first from North Harford. Wyatt Bonsack, he's just 3 over after playing 5 holes. I say just because that's a good score. We've seen a couple people that have been 1 over, but they only played 2 or 3 holes, Bob. He's now played 5 holes.
Yes.
That's Bonsack. Wyatt Bonsack, North Harford High School. This will be our final group as we'll have our time allotment used up. This is the top rated group in terms of handicap, Bob. So Will Creary is the defending champion as a sophomore out of Falston. Now as a junior, he's looking to repeat. Had that 76 in the district tournament last week. Creary is +2. And again, he had that 76. Patrick, where was the district tournament held? At Mountain Branch, which is no easy course either. Who is this, Patrick? This is Will Creary. This is Josh Stockham, +4. So Creary is in play. It looks like he might be in a little trouble in this where the geese are.
Yes.
Near where the geese are, he looked like he cleared that pond, the second pond, the nearer pond. He's going to have a couple of trees to negotiate probably. This is Stockham. Stockham's in the pond, in the second pond, in this nearer pond. We've seen now 3 balls in that pond closer to the green. And now Michael Montgomery. Montgomery is +2. Michael Montgomery from Patterson Mill. Montgomery taking his time. Now the swing, nice finish. Heading for the fairway. Right in the middle of the fairway, about 120 from the green. That is your ideal shot.
Yes.
Papa, we've seen some of these top golfers in the pond or not coming up with the shot they wanted. Is it nerves? Is it the conditions today? Combination of all?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. You know, I mean, you can't speak for the golfers and how they're thinking right now, but I mean, in this group we have two golfers who are only +2 at this point. Creary and Montgomery. Biensatz was +3 at this point, and then Stokum's +4. You know, which really isn't bad. So they're not playing poorly, so to speak, but this is a tough hole.
It really is. It will exact revenge on you. Again, we talked about the finishing hole, and you like having a hole that you remember. That is a challenge. Most of the courses that we play, Bob, you can talk about Pilgrim's Oak, a very challenging 18th hole. Look at Tanglewood, also very challenging. And that's what you want. You want a course that when you finish playing it, that 18th hole, you're tired. You know, you're maybe counting up your score and you're saying, hey, if I can just get a 5 here, I'll finish with a, oh no, and then you've got a 7 and 8 or whatever. And
well, the thing about this hole is that this hole makes you make choices. You know, you can play it safe and hit it to the middle of the fairway, which you should do, and then you have a great look in. But if you want to cut the corner and make it a shorter, but short has a lot of problems on this 18th hole. You could be in the second ponds, you could be under a tree, you could have to go through the trees or over the trees, even with a great first shot, putting you in a position. You know, and if you're a big hitter, you think you can do that because you do it on a regular basis. But now you're in a tough tournament that you're playing, and you only get one chance at it.
And you're on TV. Let's not forget that.
And you're on TV.
Yeah. Forever, because the tapes that will be made of this, you know, when you
hit the bad shot, you have it.
I talked to guys that we covered in 1999. I was talking to a guy the other night, Bob, and he still has the tape and he watches it from time to time, a football player, and it's just fun over our 25 years to, you know, that these folks can do that. Josh Stokum hitting his 3rd shot, and again, this is after he's dropped, he was in the pond. Josh Stokum had an 82 in the qualifying district tournament. Stokum out of Bel Air, one of the 4 Bel Air players that will go to the state playoffs next week. By the way, the top 6 out of 8 players on the teams will count for the team score. Not happy, you can tell.
No, yeah, it's right up by us, just to the left of us.
And in line with you, Bob. Good job.
Oh, it's a difficult shot from there.
Side hill, hey, no problem.
Yeah.
Over the trap, downhill. Other than that,
he's going to have a feathers touch. Now I'm looking out there and Will McCrary. If that's Will McCrary right below us, he is in a great spot after this drive.
No, Will Curry is.
Will Curry, yeah.
He's yeah, Will is the one a little bit further away from us.
Oh, okay.
This is Wyatt Bonsack.
Oh.
Wyatt, the young man who's just away from the hazard. Will Creary is down behind the trees, but Bob, with the quality player that Will is, he could lift it up over those trees and put it close. Wyatt Bonsack.
Who is hitting now?
This is Michael Montgomery.
Michael Montgomery, okay.
Hitting his 2nd shot from right in the fairway. Again, about 130 yards, maybe 135. Wind pretty negligible at this point. Bob hitting maybe a 9-iron, perhaps, with the quality of golfer that he is.
Yeah, well, if he can feel that wind, he might be hitting an 8-iron.
Wyatt Bonsack. That's a good-looking shot. Coming right at the green. It's going to be short of the flag, but it'll be
on the green.
On the green. We saw that putt just a moment ago.
Yes.
This is Creary. I'm sorry, Wyatt Bonsack. This is Bonsack hitting now. Yes, Bonsack, who somehow got across that hazard. I'm not sure how that ball happened, but he's only his 2nd shot. Bob, this is the closest shot we've seen all day.
Yes. So who was the person who hit before that?
That was Montgomery.
Okay.
And Bonsack is on the green. Unfortunately for him, it hits on the downside of that hump and came back. So he's got to negotiate the hump and be careful with that right to left break. So we have Montgomery on the green. We have Bonsack on the green. Creary now to attempt the shot. Looking for the ball. may have gotten under some of those leaves. Well, that's the other disadvantage to this time of the year, Bob. It's fun to play in the fall, but as the leaves begin to fall.
Yes.
John Evans, the tournament director, out there trying to help Will Curry find his ball.
I wanted to check on that question. I wasn't sure whether he had to find that by himself or he was allowed help, and he is allowed help, which is really fair.
Looks like they found the ball.
And now they're also allowed to pick it and clean it, right?
Yeah.
And place it.
Yeah, Patrick Mullis saying, yeah.
Yeah. So that helps. And he has a nice. This is going to be a very nice shot for him, because if he puts it past the flag, it might roll back down toward the flag for him.
Will, I mean, Patrick, your dad, Stephen Mull, coaches Falston, so he is Will's coach, and I'm sure you've heard a lot about Will. Do we know where Will may be headed? We don't yet. He's a junior. Remember, he is the defending champion of this tournament and the district top qualifier. Here's Josh Stokel, just to our left. Quiet down here, but Josh has that tough shot.
We're waiting for Will to hit, I believe. Or are we?
Josh Stokel hitting his fourth shot. It's going to be, again, this is this side hill lie. Maybe a bit long.
Yes.
Not terribly bad.
Tough shot.
He took the trap out of play, so
yeah, that's going to be
there in 4. He'll need this for his bogey.
That's going to be a left to right putt from there.
Now here's Curry now hitting his second shot. This is where you want that flop shot to be able to hit it up over that tree.
Like I said, he wants to hit this at least right to the hole, because if it goes past, it might roll back down.
Will Curry.
Heat up.
Yeah, he's
beautiful.
On the green. That's a nice shot below the hole, maybe about 15 feet.
Well, he played that like a defending champ.
I'm sure he would like to have been a little closer, Bob, but
oh, I'm sure, but that one's going to come kind of right up the hill, and if anything, it'd probably go a tad left to right, but not much.
Patrick, I'm going to ask you the question. Do you think that Will Creary tried to hit the ball where he hit it? You think that was his plan? And that takes a lot of guts to pull the ball left and get it out of the trees, get it over the pond. So we saw Creary demonstrate again, Bob, as you said, why he's the defending champion.
Well, when you can hit the ball as far as he can, that he obviously did, and you know there's a whole open area on that side, and it puts you right with a short wedge shot to the green. If you can hit that, I mean, that's a shot you should take, and he did.
He hit the driver off the tee, we're told, and he was going for the green. So
right, absolutely.
He's probably a little disappointed he ended up that short.
Well, he was lucky, because if he really would have gone further than that, he could have put himself in problems.
This is Wyatt Bonsack hitting his third shot. Wyatt was just across the rock outcropping. And this is right to left break.
That's going to break way left.
Again.
Yeah, and short.
Looks like my putt earlier, Bob. It's just hard to convince yourself to hit it hard enough and high enough.
It is.
Here's Montgomery now on his third shot. We saw this shot just a moment ago.
Yeah, he's got to get this up over the hump, higher than the hole, and let it break down toward the hole.
Michael Montgomery from Patterson Mill had an 85 at Mountain Branch in last week's district tournament.
Most people hit this at the hole and then it breaks off to the left short.
Michael Montgomery.
He's hit that firm and above. That's a good putt. That's a good putt.
That's beautiful.
That's a nice
6
putt.
inches by. That's a wonderful putt. Here's Josh Stokel. Josh hitting his 5th shot, looking for this difficult bogey. This ball, Bob, is going to, they're going to let Montgomery putt out, and he does for his par. Now here's Stokely. This ball is going to break, depending on how hard he hits it, 2 feet.
Yeah, look at that. Come on, hit it.
He had the right.
He had the right
direction.
line. Yes.
Now he's left himself with a difficult shot. Here's Creary now looking for a birdie. Nice to see our first birdie of the day.
Well, since this is the last group, it would be really nice.
I'm sure Will would be happy with a par. Let's say he'd be satisfied. Let's say he'd be okay with a par.
Well, he and Montgomery are battling right now. They're both 2 over.
Montgomery already in with his par. This is our last golfer of the day. How appropriate. Nice hit. Ball just going to. Well, he
That's
gave
good
that a
enough,
run.
yep. He-
What they say, don't be short on the birdie
He
putt,
wasn't going to be short.
He'll tap that in. Will Curry for his par. I say that with great confidence. If I had that putt, my knees would be shaking. Here's Josh Stokely looking for his double bogey. This ball is going to break, Bob.
Left to right.
And he
Nice.
makes it. Nice putt.
Nice putt.
Gets his double bogey. So we have Curry and Montgomery now with pars. And looking for our 3rd par at Bonsack. Wide Bonsack from North Harford, 3 over as we come to this hole. Hit it firmly. It's not going to break if you hit it firmly. Oh, tough break. And the ball trickles away at least a foot. Don't assume that putt. Yeah, he made his
Yeah.
bogey. So we have 2 pars, a bogey, and a double bogey. Well, and I have already given this putt. They don't give you putts, Bob? It's within the leather.
I'm just thinking of the Scottish answer to that.
Yes. No gimmies. And he firmly puts it in.
When
So Creary gets his par. Creary a par. Montgomery a par. Bonsack a bogey. And Josh Stokely a double bogey. Bob McCone, this has been a pleasure. This is my favorite day of the year, coming here to Geneva Farm and being able to watch these young folks play the game that you and I love so much.
it's been a great day. You know, weather conditions have been pretty decent today, but coming up to today, the conditions have had their impact on the course. Kids have hit the ball well. The top players put themselves in position, and the two young men, William Curry and Michael Montgomery, both parred this hole and are both 2 up. So they're going to have an exciting finish for the rest of the day to see who comes out and wins this thing.
I want to thank Bill Bazell, who's the operations manager here at Geneva Farm, and also Jack Davis, the memory of Jack Davis, who founded this course and built it himself, Bob. He was a farmer, and he did most of the work himself to make this course. Jack passed away several years ago, but I remember coming to this course, and he would be sitting in the restaurant just greeting people. Never swung a golf club in his life, but he gives this as a memorial to the family, the Davis and Street families from which he came. That this farm, 7 generations of farmers that had this course, had this farm, I should say. Also Patrick Mull, the coach at Aberdeen, who gave us a great hand in being able to
Appreciate that, Patrick.
And John Evans, the 3rd year. He's been retired now, he tells me, 3 years from C. Moulton Wright. So
John, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
did a great job, the tournament director. And want to thank you all for tuning in. And Bob McCone, thank you for coming all the way from Anne Arundel County to be my partner again today.
My pleasure.
Great fun. Hope
Let's
you
go play
enjoyed
some
it.
golf.
Let's do it. The 25th year on the air with the Harford Cable Network. Hope you've enjoyed this coverage of the Harford County Golf Championship as play continues. We'll go away and wish you all a good day. Bob McCone and Don Morrison from Geneva Farm Golf Course.